Hey y'all, it's me, it's the Indie Comic Book Guy. Today we're going to review Lylith and Mara, Sisters of the Dark by Shattered Comics. This was written by Jason Dube. We're going to go with Jason Dube. Jason Dube. And artwork by Franklin Allison. Now, this is one of those sexy Monster Girl comics. I know what you're thinking. It's going to be TNA, no story. We've been there, done that. This is not one of those stories. This is actually a story. There's actually a story in here within the shots of TNA. What can you say? It's a sexy Monster Girl comic. This one actually has a lot of heart. But I think some feminists will have issues with the way women are portrayed in this story. We'll get to that later. Now, this book is currently on Indiegogo. Their funding goal was $500. They've already surpassed that 3 times over. So, anyway, Lylith and Mara, Sisters of the Dark. What is this book about? Essentially, it's about Mara, who's a succubus, realizing that her sister, Lylith, who is a vampire, just totally losing her shit. It's that simple. I don't want to give too much away in this review since this book is live on Indiegogo right now. I will say, from a story standpoint, I like it. As I said earlier, I do like the story. It has a lot of heart. You really get a feel for who these sisters are and where they're coming from. The issue starts out with Mara, who's narrating the story. She's basically saying her sister's gone crazy. They went to Earth, and now her sister's creating this private army of feeders, and she doesn't know what's going on with her sister. Meanwhile, we go to a flashback, and Mara, when they first got their powers, she's the one that went crazy. She was like, hey, I'm a succubus, I'm going to control people, I'm going to do whatever I want to be happy. I don't care about anybody else, I'm going to be happy. And you have a lot of real world parallels with that. When one person thinks their happiness is all that matters. They don't care if anybody else is happy, they don't care who they hurt, who they step on, they want to be happy. Very, very, very selfish thing to do. Now, on the other hand, Lylith at this time, they're in this place called the Dark, which is kind of like their own little private corner of hell, because they're half demon, half human. So they're in the Dark. Lylith, she don't care about power at this point. She just wants to just chill. She's in love with a demon, but this demon, his emotions were taken away from him. He is not reciprocating that love, and everybody in hell is like, ha ha, you're in love with a man who don't want you, ha ha. And she's just like, no, I love him. For generations and generations, she's like chasing this man who told her, like, look, this ain't gonna happen with me and you. Like, it's just not gonna happen. And that's what I was saying earlier when I said some people may have some problems with the way women are portrayed in this book, especially when you look at characters like Lylith, who's chasing after a man who is showing no emotional connection with her, but she still keeps coming back for more. That's a form of self-abuse, really. I mean, he told her, like, look, it ain't gonna work. Go play. It's not gonna work here. Love don't live here. So you have that. Meanwhile, he is kind of tethered to this other demon who is like, yo, you said you were going to do this for me. We had an arrangement. So, yeah, you can't go over there with Lylith or any other chick. You are mine. So, meanwhile, Mara gets pregnant. I know, right? A demon got pregnant. Never happened before in hell. Lucifer finds out. He sends his little creepy twins to go visit her and Lylith, and it's like, hey, we know about this baby. Like, what's up? Lucifer wants your baby. Give it to him. When you have it, of course. Not now. But when you have it, give it to Lucifer. So, Lylith and Mara end up escaping hell with the help of this demon who, hey, I don't like you, Lylith. Like, not even a little bit. I I just want to get out of here. I want to get away from my ex. So, magically and very conveniently, he knows all these passageways and rooms to help get out of hell. And I'm like, why didn't you use them before? He literally did not need Lylith or Mara's help to get out of hell. He could have did it anytime he wanted, but for the sake of story, he waited. So there's that. Now, overall, I read Lylith the Demoness by Luis Torres and Brian Brenly, and I actually did a review on this channel. This story reminds me a lot of that book, because Lylith in that story was actually a succubus, and it was a sexy monster girl book too. So very similar themes. Lylith got out of hell and was haunted in that comic. Similar thing happening in this comic. So very similar books. If you haven't read Lylith the Demoness by Luis Torres and Brian Brenly, check out my review. It'll be posted below. And I do an in-depth review of that. But I don't want to spoil too much on this book since it is on Indiegogo right now. So that's all I'm going to say about the story. Now, speaking of the story, I liked it. Like I said, I like where the story is going. Jason did a great job of characterizing Mara in this story, letting you know who she is, what she's about. She's made some mistakes in her past. She was very selfish, and now her sister's freaking out and doing all kind of crazy stuff. She wants to know why. She's pregnant. She's having this baby. A lot going on with these two characters. So, overall, I like the story. I like where it's going. It definitely will be worth your time back in this book if you choose to do so. Let's talk about the art. Jason Dube, I said it right. It's an amazing artist. I wish he would have drew this issue. I wish he would have put pen to paper and drew this issue. Why? Not taking anything away from the artist that drew this book, but Jason is a stronger artist. His art style would have been fitting for this type of story. It would have brought the characters alive in a way that is missing in this book. Also, the character designs were very bland, very generic. Hey, here's a demon. Hey, here's a half-dressed woman. The character designs really did not stand out for me. They didn't. These character designs you can find anywhere. You look up goth girls or you look up demon girls, you'll find these same character designs. There's nothing special about the character designs. Also, I hate when an artist thinks, hey, this is a supernatural book. Let's just make everything black. There are way too many pages that are just filled with black space. That says a lot. One, the artist either didn't feel like drawing, or two, he's like, hey, I just want to get this done. Again, didn't feel like drawing that page. But when he does draw, we're good. We are good. And I do think he was going for a Dead at 17 type vibe with it, but ultimately, with all the blacks in the book, the art suffered. The character designs were uninspired. That's why I wish Jason would have actually drew this book. Not saying the art is bad. I'm just saying the artist could have stepped up his game on his pages. Entertainment value? Jason did a great job letting me know these characters. Were there tropes? Yes. There were a lot of female tropes in this book that some women may have issues with. But was it entertaining? Yes. Ultimately, would I come back for more and read more about these characters? Yes. The ending, everything has me curious to see where this story is going. I want to be there for that ride. I want to find out what's going to happen with these characters. And you should too. Again, the link for the Indiegogo campaign will be below, right here. I want you to check it out. My rating, 1 to 10, let's give it a 6 out of 10. Good effort. You may be interested. Let's find out what else you can do.